back to my channel. I'm Angela and I am a 25-year-old living and working in New York City. I recently moved into a studio apartment in Manhattan by myself, and I thought it would be interesting to take a look at how much I spend in a week living alone in one of the most expensive cities in the world.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
I met one of my friends for brunch at a restaurant called Le Parisien, and I got an eggs benedict and a tea that came with it, and it ended up being a total of $26.07. Afterward, we went to Gunta for bubble tea, and I got one of my favorites, and that was $5.72. I decided to visit a nearby Japanese grocery store and grab some mochi, and in total, those were both $7.24. And I decided to stop by Mado and grab a tea. Everything in their store is priced exactly the same, and so I got a honey lemon tea for $3.27. And lastly, for dinner, I was cooking. I decided to order some fried chicken from BBQ Olive on DoorDash. I had a 20% off coupon, so after all of the fees, it ended up being $17.82. And I'm also cooking some sundubu. These are groceries that I bought a while ago, and I kind of just keep in my fridge for whenever I want to use. So in total for Sunday, I spent $60.12. It's Monday, it's a work day, so I'm going to have an apple for lunch for now until I get more hungry.
Later.
They just opened a hawker center in New York recently, so I've been really wanting to check it out. And for those who don't know what a hawker center is, they're really popular in places like Singapore and Malaysia. It's essentially just a food court. It's usually outdoors, but the one in New York is indoors. So let's see how much I end up spending there. At Urban Hawker, I went to Hainan Joe's, which serves Singapore Hainanese chicken, and since I went on a Monday, they actually had 20% off if you use Apple Pay, so that was a big win, and the total for that was $16.55, which included chicken rice, a set of veggies, and a soup. I went to Kopi Fellas to try their tea because I've heard such great rave reviews from it, and the total for the tea was $5.01, bringing Monday's total to $21.56. For Tuesday, I decided to have some of my leftovers from Sunday night, so I had the leftover chicken from BBQ Olive, and I also added in half an avocado and some rice as well. So my lunch total was only 0 cents. In the afternoon, I decided to go quickly to Target to pick up some clothes hangers that I needed. Much cheaper than Amazon, which is where I was looking initially. And the total for all of these hangers was only $9.90. And lastly, for dinner, okay, this is honestly a really sad dinner looking back, but I just had broccoli along with some hummus and olive oil, so dinner was a total of $0. And then later that night, they were having some magnificent Amazon early Prime Day deals, and so I decided to buy Korean skincare products that I've been wanting to try / already use. So I bought the COSRX Nail Mucin for $13.78, the Sunjung Cream for $16.10, and Olaplex for $24.82. And that rounds out my total for Tuesday to be $64.60. Wednesday, I decided to make the same homemade lunch because I still had leftover chicken and I still had half an avocado. And this is so sad, but one of the things that I hate doing the most is wasting rice, but a rice cooker just ends up cooking like 5 people's worth. So I put the smallest amount and it literally became a rice cracker because it was so dry at the bottom. After work, I walked over to Italy And I got a duck breast that I'm planning to use for dinner another day, and the total for that was $15.69. And then I saw a stand for breast cancer awareness, and so I donated $30 to that. And while walking, I also saw that there was a Popeyes, and I couldn't resist the $6 bucket. 2 pieces of chicken, 2 sides, and a biscuit for $6.53 after tax. In total for Wednesday, I spent $52.22. So Thursday was an office day for me. I had lunch at the office, which was free, and for dinner, we also had a team dinner, which was also free. And I paid a visit to Trader Joe's to pick up some cherries that I'm planning to use for a cherry sauce for the duck breast that I bought from Italy. And while waiting in line, I saw these onion chips. For Trader Joe's, I spent $6.18, and that was the only thing I spent money on for Thursday. So I spent a total of $6.18 for Thursday. So for Friday, I still had some leftovers from my meal for my team dinner, so I just heated that up. It was a mushroom ravioli, and I wish there was more, but I literally inhaled it in 5 minutes. So when I was scrolling on TikTok, I saw this ad for a company called Glowless. Not a sponsorship by any means, but they sell these patches that help you get rid of Asian glow, and that's always something that I've suffered from. I am such a sucker for any kind of marketing on social media, so hoping that that works when that comes in the mail. And that was a total of $29.12. For dinner, I went to Urban Hawker again, and I got the white bihun with fish slices. If you don't know what bihun is, and I didn't know either, but it's essentially just rice vermicelli, and it honestly tastes so good. And that was a total of $20.68. So for Friday, I spent a grand total of $49.80, which I think isn't too bad considering I ate out on Friday night. Lastly, for Saturday, I went out for brunch, and I went to this restaurant called 1803 in Tribeca. I had a potato leek soup, which was really good and comforting, as well as a crawfish cake eggs benedict. The restaurant was a New Orleans style restaurant, and I loved my trip to New Orleans, so I was so excited to come here. There was a live band, and the vibes were just great. And I decided to treat for this meal for 2 people, and the total came out to be $70. When it comes to eating out, I don't just value it based on the food. 1, I view it as an experience. I really like to try out new restaurants. 2, I'm a huge foodie in general, and so food is just something that I like to spend money on and something that's really important to me. And 3, going out to eat is something that I view as more of a social activity, a way to bond with someone and a way to connect with someone over a meal. Afterward, I paid a visit to Le District. It is a pseudo-French supermarket, and I really wanted to try this butter that I saw on TikTok because it said that it was the best butter in the world, as well as a baguette to have with the butter. The butter was $18, which is honestly really expensive. So the total for the bread and butter was $21.30. And then I also decided to get some foie gras to have with my bread since we were in a French market, and the foie gras was $16. For dinner, I pan-seared the duck that I bought from Italy the other day, as well as tried out the butter and the foie gras that I had just bought, and everything was so delicious. Since I've already counted the expenses of this meal in my previous grocery hauls, dinner was $0 since I didn't order anything to add on to it. It was completely from the groceries that I bought. So my grand total for Saturday is $107.30. Adding up every expense that I've had from Sunday to Saturday, we get a total of $361.78 spent for the week. Before we talk about that, let's get into my monthly recurring expenses. And so my housing, which includes mortgage, my HOA fees, my real estate taxes, my homeowner's insurance, is a total of $2,700.04 per month. Electricity, I'm just going to average it out. I pay around $50 per month for electricity to Con Edison, and for Wi-Fi, I pay $50 per month as well. And that brings my recurring expenses to a total of $2,800.04 per month. And if we divide that by 4, that's $700.01 per week. And So adding these recurring expenses to how much I spent over the week, get a total weekly expense, drumroll please, of $1,061.79. Now let's take a look at an expense breakdown. So 66% of my expenses goes to housing. That's the $700.01 that I mentioned. Right after that is 14% at eating out, and honestly, I just really enjoy going to restaurants and trying new foods. 12% of my expenses go to more miscellaneous expenses like shopping, donations, things like that, which I do try to cut down on, be more mindful when I purchase clothes especially, but sometimes your girl just can't resist a good sale, which was the case for this week. Next, 6% on groceries, which I think is partially just because I eat out a good amount, and when I do spend, it tends to last me for the majority of the weekdays. And lastly, 2% on delivery slash takeout, which I indulge on occasionally, but to the extent I can, I try not to. I personally am okay with how much I'm spending per month, especially given the bulk of it is going to my mortgage, which I can't not pay, and it's a necessity. I am also working a full-time job in the city, as well as make some side income from YouTube as well. So I do have a good grasp of how much I'm spending versus how much I am earning. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!